Okay guys, hey, it's Ed again. Just wanted to let you know what we're up to today. We're going to continue on with this Evinrude project and getting the pistons back in the bore. So the first thing you want to do is knock everything over on your bench. That is the first step. Any job requires a giant mess. Yeah, I was looking for one of those. I guess that was a plus then. We did find something that I was looking for. I don't remember what I was looking for it for, but I remember I needed it for something. So, okay. Pick up this crap. Okay. Get us back down. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to double check and make sure that I've cleaned out these bores. I don't want to have any dust or anything left over from the boring operation. I did clean them out with a little PB blaster on a wet rag, damp rag, to take out any of the dusts and anything. So, man, it is really trying to knock stuff over. This hose has got a mind of its own. So, anyway, what I've got in here is, I did find my oil can again. Is I've got some two-stroke oil in it. Don't know why I picked two-stroke oil. It's, you know why? Because I had it. So, and I figured it uses it, so we might as well use that to lube up these cylinders. Again, try to keep yourself as clean as possible. Get into these cylinders. Get a coating of oil all the way down in. I'm either going to try to come in from the bottom here, give a couple little goober boobers in there, and spread that around. Anything you can put in there is going to make life better. I'll clean this surface up, the bearing surfaces and everything, once I get the pistons in it, because I'm going to be flopping it around anyway, so I might as well do that when I've got them in. Pistons go in from the top. Sometimes this can be a real pain in the butt. Hopefully, this is the bottom of the engine. This one says B. This has got the red mark. This has got the red mark, and the holes are pointed up. So all is good in the world. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get that first ring lined up. You know what I'm going to do too is I think I'm going to add just a little bit of lubrication here to the sidewalls of this piston. Just a little bit, just something to help. And because I'm not going to use a ring compressor, I'm just going to try to use my fingers. Make sure it's aligned with the pin. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do this because it is tight down in there. What I might be able to do is use my little pokey tool, wherever that went, and here it is. If I can get the ring in on the back, maybe I can kind of work it around. I think it popped out on the back side. It felt like something moved. This is going to be tricky. That pin is right there. Okay guys, I'm back. I had to get a little creative. I took a piece of sheet metal. If you notice the blue color, if Musty's watching, he probably remembers the blue color. This was a piece of tin that I had cut off from one of his signs, and what I've done is I've just made a little clampy device out of it. And I just dropped one ring in to make sure it worked, and it did. So now we're going to do the top ring. Actually, I'm going to go from the other side so I can see that pin. Make sure that we're in the groove. Looks pretty good. So, and then all I did was took the bottom of the hammer and just tap them in. Okay, necessity, mother of invention. You could probably buy this thing, but it's just a piece of tin. So 20 gauge maybe. Cool. New tool. See? Look at all the Evinrude tools I have now. Okay, so that is the bottom piston. It is in the bottom bore. Let's lube up. I've already lubed up the cylinder. Let's put a little bit of lube on this piston. Try this one in the hole. See how this works. So this one says top. Holes are pointed towards the top. All is good in the world. Drop this one down in the bore. And get my little tool. The only thing is it's not really perfectly square on one side, and it's not super perfectly square on the other side. But it'll work. This pin is, I think, right there. So that means this pin should be over here. I'm trying to get the pins aligned, the rings aligned with the pins. And let me get my light on again, because I can't see those little pins in there. It is dark. So, plus I need new glasses. Okay. I think we're good on that bottom one. Good on the top one. Okay, take the hammer. Not going in there yet. Oh, I missed the bottom one. That's why. You got to get them. You got to get both of them. Okay, I think we got them that time. Shouldn't take too much pressure. Ow. Okay, my tin's a little sharp. That's one. That's two. Okay, little blood there again. See, I already cut myself with my tool. My tool got me. Not bad though. So they're down in the hole, guys. That was easy enough. We'll flip this thing over. We'll clean off the surface here. Make sure all those screws and crap that fell over aren't laying on the head surface. And go this way with her. Okay, cool beans. And the marks are even facing right towards us like they were meant to be. So when we put our caps back on, oh, shnikes! Didn't even realize that one was in there. That's okay. I thought it was just a dirty rag. I got needles all over the place. That was an upper needle anyway, I think. Because that one's too small. It had to come out of the old, I bet it was the old bearing is what it was, the old upper bearing. Because I'm like, those are too small for these lower bearings. Of course, they're falling out, but here's the cap. Here's the cap with the red mark. And there's the little dot. And if you look at the red one here, I mean, I know which way it goes because it goes on there that way, because I have marked the, I know you guys can't see, I'll get you guys down in here, but I have marked, all the balls are falling out in my hand, but I have marked the, can you guys see it? I guess you can see my hand, so we're close, but I can, the red mark and the red mark, so hopefully that shows up. Okay, where'd we go? Get back over here. So, that bearing cage goes with that bearing. Like I said, I'm not sure what bearing goes with which. I don't think it really matters. I don't believe the bearings are designed to, you know, like the caps. I guess what it is with the rod caps, they're cut right off the same rod, so they're like balanced together. The only thing is you got to make sure you get them perfectly aligned so the ball's smooth, you know, so they go smooth. But so anyway, that's the red cap. I think all I'm going to do is use just some heavy grease to kind of hold them in there. General purpose grease. I don't know if that's a good idea or a wrong idea, but it's what we're going to use to hold them in there. I'm going to pop this one down in there. I think I'm even going to put some grease on that because that even wants to move around. Everything wants to move. So that might stick it in there a little bit. Yeah, that helps hold it in position. And then I think all we're going to do here, wish I could get you guys in here a little closer, but I don't know how and where to put you that you guys could see better. Maybe I can just zoom you up a little. That might help. A little light on the subject. How's that? Maybe? You see inside this one? Yeah, I think you guys can kind of see at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so what I've done is I've set the race in here with a little bit of grease on it to kind of hold it. And now all I'm doing is grabbing needles and taking a little grease, put them on the needle just to kind of hold them in position. So nobody jumps around in there. I believe it takes 16 needles to go around this. I think I've got a couple more to go. I think the ones on the tips are going to be the toughest. Right up on the top of it, they look like they could be challenging. Okay. Try to keep your hands clean. You can feel something, so I'm going to get that cleaned off and try to stick these upper bearings in. I'm putting quite a bit of grease on these because they're just kind of sitting out there in space. They're right up at the top of the connecting rod, and they look like they would be really easy to knock off. They are real easy to knock off. I already knocked one off. Come on, baby. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing, but man, darn it. Okay, I dropped one down in there. This old outboard said you need one of those little magnet tools, and I've got one. I just got to run out and get it, so I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm back. I've got my magnetic telescoping little tool here. We'll fish that bearing up out of there. Wow. I ended up with 2 bearings. Huh. Those bearings don't even go to this. These are the small ones. Maybe did a couple fall in there? Jesus, I hope not. What the hell did I do? There's the one I'm looking for. It must have been when that bearing fell. A couple of them fell in there. Well, that's a good thing we caught that. That would have sucked. Not even knowing that those 2 little ones fell in there. Those were upper ones. You guys probably saw them go, but I couldn't see them. Okay, so I almost want to fish around down in there in that side port just to see if there's anything in there too. No, there's nothing in there, so it's good. Yeah. No, they're clean. Huh. Well, that was a close one then. So, I believe all we need to do now is set this one up, and we'll be able to get that together. So let's get a cage. Like I said, I don't think it matters what cage is what. Hopefully it doesn't. I'm going to put a little grease on that to hold it together. Otherwise it wants to wiggle around on you. So we'll just use a little multi-purpose grease. Clean towel again. Go through a lot of these. And well, it's hard when your fingers are all greasy. Okay, I'm working on this one up here right now. I think you guys can kind of see that. And again, just putting some grease on. Hold those bearings in. I got you guys in the shot, I think. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull this clip off, and then there's a spring, and get down to this seal so we can change that seal out. So hopefully the stupid Harbor Freight will do the job. It did. They did the job. So we have the clip that goes on first. We have a little retainer like thrust washer type deal that sits down inside that spring. The spring is fat on the bottom and skinny on the top, so we'll put it together that way down here. And then there's another bigger retainer that holds the spring in position, and then there's the seal. Seal has 2 dots on one side, no dots on the other. This one here has 2 dots on one side and no dots on the other. So, ooh, I don't really like the way that fits. That one fits a lot better. That one fits loose. I mean, that fits with some snugness. This one here wiggles. So what do you guys think? I can't use that, can I? Brand new seal. I mean, maybe if the oil got on it, it would expand it, but that's no good. I mean, you might even be able to hear that. How much that wiggles on there. You know, it's kind of weird. This one has like an O-ring inside of it, and this one doesn't show that O-ring inside of it. And this one has like a square O-ring in it. Huh. Well, that one fits great. Feels good. So it's got a little stuff on it, but you know what? I'm using it again because I don't trust that new one. Guess that's one of the deals when you're working on this stuff, you know. They make aftermarket. That's an OMC seal too. You know, that's new old stock. You think that would slam right on there. But it didn't. I'm going to go with the other one. Now the hard part. We got to try to force this down. Squeeze this ring over. And you know it's going to pop off and go flying. Come on, baby. There. Okay. Well, that was a nice try. We tried to change it. It looks like somebody put some goop on this when they put it in to seal around the outside of it, maybe. Not sure. This one on this side is down in here, and not sure. I think if I pull this, is this going to fall apart, guys? If I, where are we again? I lost you again. Jeez, you guys keep getting out of my shot. Okay. Is bearings going to fall out of here if I take this apart? Are bad things going to happen? I did it. Oh yeah, there's bearings in there. Hopefully they're encapsulated enough that they don't fall out, because they don't feel so good. Well, they haven't fallen out yet, but what I want to do is I want to tap that seal out from the inside, and I'm not sure that bearing is going to stay in there for a beating. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll use my little tool. Well, they held in there. Moved it some. Tore it all to hell. Hopefully it works, because hopefully this seal's right, because I've kind of destroyed that one. Let's see if we can get something in there to pry that out of there. Need to whack on it some more. I mean, it kind of looks like it's coming. Is there a ring or something in there? You guys know, you guys can tell me. I don't think there's a ring in it, like a snap ring or anything. It just beats out, but I'm beating on this cardboard, which is soft. Let's go with a piece of wood. Yeah, it's not really coming out of there. Where is that seal? Seal's about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, don't know. Let's open this guy up. I'm just going to check it on this crank. Yeah, it goes on the crank good. So that should be good as long as it fits in the hole. Which it feels like it will if I can get that one out. So, I mean, there's not much I can do about it now. I've already smashed the crap out of it trying to get it out of there. See if I can get maybe a screwdriver behind it. There it moves. We moved it that time. We're almost down to the wood. Just isn't a lot to hold on to. That punch is a little too big. Screwdriver seemed to work better. Okay, we got her down here pretty close, so let's see if we can. I'm not sure how to hold it. I can put it back down on here, then I can't get under it. Give us some leverage. Could put it in a vise. That'd probably be a bad idea. These are hard to get out, man. I don't know how you guys say you can do these right on the machines. What I think I can do, I'm going to take this O-ring off, is I'm going to chuck it up in the vise. There seems to be an upper ring. Okay guys, so I've got it chucked up here in a vise, and there seems to be like an upper ring on this, so I'm not really squeezing it. It is catching the edge of the ring. And then take a screwdriver and drive that seal out. I guess that's the trick. So that worked. Get you back over here. Okay, where are you? You guys anywhere near where we're supposed to be? Yeah, we'll deal with that. Okay, so that seal is out. The surface looks good. There's the new seal. And yeah, the bearing all looks good. Everything looks nice. What I'm going to do, I don't know if this is good, bad, or indifferent, but I'm going to put a little silicone, I think, just around the surface of this seal. Just a slight glaze. Because if I scratched anything there when I'm digging around, I think this silicone will give it a little fighting chance to do what it needs to do. Maybe a socket? What do you think? Gotta be a pretty good size one. I got anything big enough? Nope, that goes on the inside. I'll bring you guys back. Okay guys, I knew I had a big socket here somewhere. That's almost the exact same size as the seal. I've got the seal kind of started, so not sure how far that goes down in there from my original. This might be a little big. What's this one? This one feels, oh yeah, that's perfect. Aha! Knew we'd find the right one. Seems like it hit something. Seems like it must have found a groove. Just check it for square all the way around. I believe we're in. So, and the bearings are still in it. That's a good sign. Slip the O-ring back on so I don't forget it. I'm going to close this up. I didn't use much, so guys, don't get nervous. I am going to just put a little grease on these bearings, just because in startup it'll be a little while before the gas and the oil gets in there to do its thing, so I figure it can't hurt to put a little grease in there. And let's slip this back together. Let's just wipe this off quick. I mean, everything's very clean. It's pretty nice looking. Okay. Not sure where that O-ring's got to go, but we'll figure it out when we get it on there. This O-ring is moved around also. So, oh, darn it. They're moving again. Okay. Block of wood out of here. These are out of here. Pieces of seal. Socket. Garbage. That sucks about that new seal though. I just couldn't dare use it. It was way too loose. And it looked like it was missing a part. Okay. So, I think if I move one of these, that's the dry shaft side. Okay, can you guys see? What I've done is I got one rod facing this way and one rod facing that way, hoping that when we drop this in here, that I catch one and then the other, is the thought. Okay, I'm going to move this over a little bit more. You got like 9 things you got to line up. Boy, that's... Okay, we've got to get these pins lined up to drop in. This is a pain in the butt cheeks. Why do they make it look so easy? Because I got to get the O-ring in. I got to find the hole for the bearing to drop into. It's not even close yet. Come on. What is going on? Did one of the balls slip out maybe? Is that what happened? Something is weird. Something is not working right. Okay, there it goes. Maybe it was just me. Well, this should click into something. eventually. Had to be pulled back away from the crank a little bit. And I'm wondering if that's what's causing this one to bind up, is because of the spring tension on it. I wonder if that's what the issue is. Because this is putting spring tension on it. And why it won't drop in. Okay, there's that one in. Yeah, that one's in the notch. That one's in the notch. This one I do not believe is in the notch. So I'm not sure how to move it. So it will go in the notch. Okay, I moved it. I think I got to turn it slightly. Probably be easier to take that stupid clip off there, wouldn't it? And then that would take the tension off it so you could actually align it. I mean, it doesn't want to move there. I wonder if it's in. Nah, it's not in. It's still moving around. Maybe it's in. I think it's in. I think it's in there. I should have put some goober in there where that seal goes around. Almost looks like there's something there. Huh. Maybe the case seals against that, because there's like a soft material in there. Okay, there's that one in. Still rocking. There's that one in. You can tell this one's off. I mean, that felt like it popped in. I can see a little space there. It looks like it's straight up and down. So I think I got the crank in it correctly. And I think this just needs the piston pushed up. But okay, the seals, the O-rings are in where they're supposed to be. We'll get the caps on it, and we'll get the bearings put together in those. This is a major pain in the butt. Okay guys, after much frustration here on this thing, I have got the caps back on. They're loose. I've got the crank dropped down on the pins, all 3 pins, the 2 O-rings. I mean, you have to do all this simultaneously. You know, you have to get the 3 pins, you have to get the O-rings, you have to get make sure the crank, you know, the rods are coming up and the needles aren't falling out. Yeah, it's a monkey, man. You gotta be pretty damn skilled to do this. So kudos to any of you guys out there that do this for a living, man, because you guys got more patience than I do. So anyway, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do the trick they said with, you can use a pencil, or some guy used a razor blade. I think anything will, you could feel it. I got a little sharp nail right here. I think if you run that up and down the sides and you feel any catch, like there's a little bit of a catch right there. So I think this cap has got to go that way a little bit. So everything I said is just loose. So I think I can just tap it a little. Oh yeah. I can go right over it now. I'm not even catching in it. Go up and down the sides. It feels like I'm catching on the side a little bit. It feels like I got to go that way a little. And I went too far. Okay, so this is going to be a pain in the butt too. So that doesn't. Yeah, I'm still catching on the top. Yeah, I like that better. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I'm not feeling much of nothing. I think we're going to go with that. Oh, I felt it move. I felt it move. So hopefully it just moved the... No, it moved the whole thing. That's still good. Yeah, that one's still catching. It was good. So yeah, I'm not feeling it. Okay, let's try it again. Easy peasy. I didn't feel it move that time. Doesn't mean it didn't. It's got a little catch. Nothing there. You know what though? It's not really a catch, it's more like just a little bump you can feel. So I mean, that's got to be close. Yeah, that's freaking close. Try that. I don't, without moving it. Still catching a little. I mean, that feels perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect. 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 Problem is you can't keep it there. As soon as you go to tighten it down. Oh, actually, no, that one stayed. That one stayed. That stayed. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I guess you can do it. I didn't think you could, but I won't bother you guys with the rest of that procedure because that's not fun. I got to do this one and 2 more, so I'll bring you back in a little bit. I think I'm going to go eat some lunch. Getting kind of hungry. So maybe I'll edit up some video for you guys. Anyway, that's the procedure. I'm just going to continue doing this and using the pencil technique. That seemed to work pretty good to get those caps squared up. If they're square on one side, they should be on the other side. That one feels good. Yeah, maybe a little bit of tweaking on that one. But okay, guys, Thanks for watching, subscribing, and commenting, and we'll see you on the next one.